Hey, it worked today. This week.
Ooh,
Woo.
it's working.
Hola, amigos, and welcome to the Markout Mania. I'm Pedro Boyquedro, Texan Spaniard, and we got with us the extra James Sorno, aka Jim House. How are you?
I am doing good, my friends. Ready to flap my gums on YouTube where we belong.
Hey,
Okay.
I saw after the fact you were on Real House Radio. Was it this past Thursday or?
Yeah. Did a show on Thursday. Kicked ass as usual. It was pretty good. Can't complain. Fun times.
Oh, good. And
Fun times.
I don't know if you can tell. I have not been struck by lightning.
Yeah.
So
Yet.
the God of Thunder, Zeus King Dark, is not murdered us yet. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good, but once again, what we have to do is we have to celebrate the great history of the Boston Celtics on Markout Mania on NBC.
Fucking Zeus. Yes, congratulations to the Boston Celtics. Okay, okay, over. We're done.
I couldn't name a player on their team if I had a gun to my head.
Yeah. Basketball sucks now.
How many players in the league in general can you name? It's just going to be about like 10 to 12 different players.
Stephon Curry, LeBron James, Luka Doncic,
Jalen Brunson. Who else? Whoever. Okay.
Yes, Kevin Durant. The kid from my hometown, Chris Paul.
There you go. Yeah, and a few others.
Yeah.
A few others. I'm not in basketball mode. I turned my basketball brain off already a long time ago.
What mode are you in, James? What mode are you in?
I am in wrestling mode. I am in disgusted with the Yankees mode. And that's pretty much it.
Was Clash of the Castle last weekend?
Yeah, it was okay. It was not, it was not bad. It was pretty good. I
thought it was pretty funny. I saw the clips of CM Punk going out and with the referee shirt on and ruining Drew's match.
No, I give WWE credit for this. That production is really top notch. They had the cameraman angle it in the way where you never saw Punk's face in the ring. He counted 1, he counted 2, and you never saw his face. The only time they showed his face is when he stopped the 3 count. Everybody went, what? And all of a sudden, here comes the camera, slowly brings in Punk's face, and Punk had that evil look in his face. and I was like, that was kind of hot what they did. Who, Steven Spielberg? I'm like, come on. So that was pretty good. I dig that.
I thought that was pretty. That was like the highlight.
And then the camera night.
What?
And the camera angle that they used on Monday Night Raw, where Braun Breaker, he speared Ludwig Kaiser. They did an overhead shot.
Oh.
So you see Ludwig Kaiser running on one side of the ring, and Braun Breaker running full speed on the other side of the ring, and then he meets him in the middle and spears him. And it was an overhead shot, so it looked like a video game. It looked amazing. I was like, "This is hot."
Brian Bell said, "I am never in discussing the Yankees mood."
Beat Brian Bell. What's up, brother? Yeah, I know you hate the Yankees. Who doesn't? It's okay.
WB05.
But you know what? I've been digging the camera angles. It's kind of cool.
Yeah,
it's kind of cool how they're doing it.
Production since Kevin Dunn left, the production is like gone.
That guy was terrible. Jesus Christ!
I mean,
that was another thing that really drove me away. Were those multiple cuts and all that crap? Oh, those terrible.
Yeah, I mean his stuff was terrible, but at the same time, even back then, the WWE was ahead of everyone else on production, right? But
Yeah.
Yeah, it
now that he's
was.
gone, they've even upped production, like
Yeah,
even better.
we had the debut of the Y6, and that was like, okay, all right, not my cup of tea, but I'm into it. Okay.
Well, people are
Uh,
way into it online, man.
yeah,
People
I
were
don't.
waiting a long time for it to
I,
happen.
okay. I need to pipe down. It wasn't all that. It was
The
okay.
I've seen a lot of love it or hate it
Right.
on.
It's
I think if like I think all the Bray Wyatt fans were gonna love it. You know, I think they were gonna love it pretty much as long as it wasn't any worse than when they showed.
right,
But
right.
it was a little corny, I thought, but if it had just been done a little quicker or a little slower, I mean, I just they didn't have to either. It's just like so over the top,
Yeah.
where it could have been a little bit more understated.
Well, let's see where it goes. I mean, okay, you made your debut. Now what? So let's see where it goes. Last night's SmackDown was interesting. It was in Chicago, so CM Punk is the first one out, and he cuts his promo. Punk is Punk. I'm tired of him, but it's still CM Punk in Chicago. So he's cutting his promo. He's running down Drew McIntyre. I made Drew McIntyre quit. Blah blah blah. Okay, because Drew McIntyre quit on Monday Night Raw. Because after the whole thing what happened at Clash at the Castle, he quit. He goes, you know what? I'm done with this. I quit. I'm out.
Oh yeah. I quit right after
Yeah,
you re-signed a very public.
yeah. What was it? A 4-year deal or some shit like that? Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if it's a 1-year deal. It's way too early to say you quit.
Well, I thought he was taking time off to beat his wife because his wife had surgery.
Did you say
He said to
time
be.
off to beat his wife?
He said to
No,
be with. He said
I
to
thought he
be
was taking
with.
time off
Okay,
to
I'm just checking.
be with his wife because his wife just
Okay.
had surgery.
The way he said it so fast, it did sound like to beat his
Okay,
wife. But yeah,
I apologize.
But I knew what he was saying.
Because I went into my cousin Vinny mode, and I was like, "Did you say?"
The two Utes. No, because his wife just had surgery, so I figured this was
Didn't want to beat
creative.
on her some more.
This was a creative way to get him off TV, so he could be with his wife as she heals. So I thought that's a creative way of doing it. Okay, so fine. So he quits. Blah blah blah. So here you have last night CM Punk in Chicago on SmackDown. He cuts his promo. Everything's all right. And then the show's going on, and all of a sudden, you know how they have like the outside garage doors, those doors.
Yeah.
So Caleb Braxton's doing an interview, and somebody's banging the shit out of one of those doors. So they lift the door, and you see, and the first thing you see is CM Punk, and he's a bloody mess laying there. So as the door raises, is Drew McIntyre standing over Punk, and his hands are all bloody from beating on him. So and you can tell it's like fucking stage blood, but still, it's it's an effect. So he carried Punk out to the entrance. He drops him on the entrance, and then he just leaves. So the crowd's booing the shit out of him. So I'm like, okay, that was all right. Blah blah blah. I think the best thing that happened on SmackDown last night, the Money in the Bank qualifying match, right? So one of the women's triple threat was Chelsea Green.
I knew where this was going.
Yeah, it was Bianca Belair, and it was Mia Yim, right? So everybody expects, Bianca Belair to win so she can go to Money in the Bank. So she hits the KOD on Mia Yim. She goes 1, 2. Chelsea Green breaks up the pin, tosses Bianca Belair out the ring and covers Mia Yim for the 3 count. Chicago went crazy. That place was like went nuts. Like they were chanting Chelsea Green. So I think we have another Daniel Bryan moment on our hands. Everybody was chanting for Chelsea Green. I was like, oh, this is hot. This is hot.
Yeah, that pop was big. Yeah, I saw the.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was huge, huge. So I enjoyed that. So, but the big news, what everybody's talking about, is the debut of Jacob Fatu.
Oh, he finally debuted.
He showed up last night, and he beat the shit out of Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, and Cody Rhodes.
Oh wow!
Beat the shit out of him. Yeah, he no-sold Kevin Owens super kick twice. No-sold it twice, and then kicked the shit out of him and dropped him on the stairs. And he fucking tossed Cody Rhodes. They beat the shit out of everybody. So it was kind of cool how they did it. It was kind of cool. So now it's all set up for Roman Reigns to come back and play the babyface. It's all set up. There it is. You know? Bring the Usos back, and I'm sure they'll find somebody else. So, but it's all set up for. And I thought SmackDown was a good show.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of stuff happened.
A lot of stuff happened. It was a good show. I think they're teasing the breakup of Austin Theory and the other idiot who are tag team champions. So that's cool. So
Waller or something, or
Grayson Waller. So they're teasing everything, and I like the fact that Bianca Belair lost. That was awesome. That'll be hot if Jade Cargill loses her qualifying match. So it's cool. I'm digging how they're booking SmackDown. It was all right. It was pretty cool. I was impressed. The in-ring work is the in-ring work. You're not going to get excited over it. But again, as we stated so many times, especially with WWE, it's all about the story that grips you.
I think in a way we almost have to just let go of in-ring going forward. We're not going to get good in-ring anymore. It's just filler it's filler in between the angles and moments happening.
Yeah,
that's what it's going to be going forward. And I mean, the other alternative to that is just a bunch of just botchy, dumb bullshit. So I mean,
900 flips. Yeah.
No, just get yakety sax ready.
But I thought SmackDown was a good show. It was all right. It was definitely better than Raw. Because I said for a long time SmackDown is a better show because it's tighter. It's just 2 hours, so it's like everything was a little tighter. So it was pretty good. It was all right. I enjoyed it. Am I excited for the next pay-per-view? We'll see. So the Money in the Bank in Toronto. So we'll see how that goes.
Toronto.
In Toronto. Now there was ever since Jacob Fatu showed up last night, there was a lot of writings, and I was reading a lot of things how he might not be able to travel to the international shows because of his record.
Oh.
So that was one of the reasons why they waited so long to debut him. Because, they had all the shows. Jeddah, the UK, Australia, blah, blah, blah. So.
WWE is still problematic,
Yeah.
Still problematic, but, they're putting on a better show, that's for sure.
Yeah, and they're taking pictures of Hikuleo in the PC Center working out. So he's getting ready.
Longa Tonga?
Yeah.
What's his name? Longa Tonga?
Yeah, I saw that last night.
Aka Longa Tonga?
They were going to go Tala Tonga, but apparently they're going to go Longa Tonga.
I'm the Tala Tonga, and I'm also the Longa Tonga.
So like he was in a PC center working out, and so well, I don't know whose side it's going to be on. So,
and somebody said that Roman Reigns unfollowed Solo.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess they're setting it up. Yeah.
So,
Now, I don't know when Reigns is supposed to make this comeback. I mean, how long do you draw out the storyline? Do you draw it all the way out to WrestleMania, or do you get it ready for I don't know, War Games maybe? Who knows?
SummerSlam. Who knows?
Well, they'll have to do it pretty quick because SummerSlam's right around the corner.
When's SummerSlam?
Is SummerSlam like August 2nd?
Oh, why are they having them so early? They used to have them at the end of August.
I know.
Yeah. I mean, they could conceivably have it at Survivor Series.
August 3rd, you're right.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh, did you save that for WrestleMania? I think they're doing Solo and Cody at SummerSlam. I think.
Cody and
Solo.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that'd be a good time for them to come in and ruin the end of the match and move everything kind of forward.
So, yeah. So, I didn't think I thought SmackDown was a pretty decent show. It's pretty good. I enjoyed it. It was all right. It was okay. And not for nothing, but Jacob Fatu looked good. He looked good.
So since you two, I mean, especially Pedro, is the music expert, because I'm not a musician, so I'll have to ask you about this. Would you skip watching your favorite wrestling program for a Kendrick Lamar concert?
Oh man! I thought we were.
Pedro, I would like a presentation.
I thought we were talking about actual.
I'm obviously not a musician.
I thought we were talking about actual music, not.
I mean, there was music, there were notes being played, and it was a concert. So, I'm saying, would you miss your favorite wrestling program?
I don't know if close to 200,000 of the most diehard AEW fans would miss their.
But did you do that though? But did you organize this mass exodus of 200?
Yeah.
I
wasn't involved with the organization of the Kendrick Lamar.
I think you came from a place of authority. Since you're a musician and you were able to tell 200,000 AEW fans that they should go and watch Kendrick Lamar instead of watching AEW.
So again, I did not organize that concert. I do have a stream every Friday and Wednesday, which are wrestling nights. So I do try to take viewers away from wrestling every Wednesday and Friday night. So I'm not against the idea of taking viewers away from wrestling for music, because music is more educational for your brain and for your soul. But
I can't argue that.
So you're saying that it was better to see the Kendrick Lamar.
It would be much better to watch Kendrick Lamar, even though I don't think much of what he does. But yeah, I think it would be much better to spend your time with that than AEW.
What was the final numbers?
It was
502,000.
Yeah, 502,000 was the rating. They're blaming it on all kind of things. The Kendrick Lamar concert, a number of other things. Some people are
holiday.
Some people are blaming it on the Black Panther, that it was the lead-in instead of the Big Bang Theory. Which I'm like, so does that mean a bulk of their audience is just the lead-in from the Big Bang Theory?
Well, duh.
That's pretty shaky grounds for your audit for your.
It's always been. If you look at those quarter hours, that first hour was always that the highest. that first quarter hour.
Why do they blame it on everything else except for themselves, where they just actually suck?
Well, you can't do that when you're in a cult.
James wants to get scratched by Lux's cat bad, but
but and not for nothing, but if I'm Tony Khan, I can't bitch at whatever the numbers. I can't bitch at whatever money Warner Brothers wants to throw at them. Just shut up and take it. Because you're going to continue having 500,000 viewers. That's it. You be lucky to take what you can get.
Hey, let me tell you about something that's relevant to this.
Is it something from the opinion of a real musician?
No. But when you can write and compose multiple albums of music and know what the fuck you're doing with the instrumentation, the fucking composition, and musical theory, then you can get back to me. Okay?
Ooh.
Then you can fucking get back to me then. But look, something relevant. Y'all know who John Oliver is?
No.
Yes.
You don't know who John Oliver is?
Who is he?
He's got a show on HBO where he does like fake news. No, he doesn't fake news. He does like news parodies and sort of things like that. You know who he is, right, James?
Yeah.
I don't watch HBO. I don't have HBO.
Well,
I had it for a couple months.
He's like it's the. Just think of it like Jimmy Fallon doing the news.
Yeah, or what's that thing on Comedy Central that they had for a long time?
Oh yeah, him and Trevor Noah. Yeah.
So he's been around for a while, but like HBO is owned by Warner Brothers, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so recently they were renegotiating his contract for the future, and they renegotiated for 3 more years or something like that. But like after the negotiations were done, he fired all his agents because they could not get him more money. They could not get him a raise from Warner Brothers. Like his new deal is for the exact same money he was already making. So he fired all his agents. And wow. I bring this up because who is AEW having to negotiate for their TV deal? It's Warner Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
And they're on a very money-saving mode at the moment. They don't want to give out more money, even for someone like John Oliver, who gets a lot of attention when he does certain stories and stuff.
And they're raising their prices on HBO Max, too.
They are?
Yep, I got the notice.
Damn it. Yeah.
So, so I don't know, Pedro. You know what? If I'm TK, it says just shut up and take what they give you, because you have to be on TV. I mean, you gotta have you have to be on TV in order for your product to be viable. Otherwise, Now Warner Brothers wants to put them on Max. God bless. That's totally different. But, you have to be on some kind of platform. But 500,000
They
viewers.
need to be on something free that you can get a hold of.
Yeah. Especially since NXT now is going to be on the CW, right?
Yeah, in the fall or something, right?
Yeah.
Dynamite comes on, is it TNT or TBS? I know it started on TNT, but I don't know what it's on now. Is it TBS?
Yeah.
So TBS has a lot of coverage, right, around the country.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a major cable station, yeah.
It always has. So if they were to get dropped from there, man, like, where would they even go? That would be equal.
The only thing I would say, if they're going to stay on Warner, if Warner don't want them to put them on TV, then they stream it on Max. Similar to what Netflix and WWE is going to do. You know, if one wants to put them on Max, then kind of give them their own like pseudo channel. Everything AEW in one spot. You know, past matches. Like a whole bunch of catalog stuff. Then I can see that. But you got to be somewhere. And and if you get dropped from TBS, that's brutal.
Do you guys remember at one point in time TNA/Impact were on like the outdoor channel? Is that being somewhere, James?
I remember. What was that channel? Destination USA.
Yeah.
Remember that shit? We were like, what the hell? Yeah, Pedro was flexing.
At one point, weren't they getting like? They were getting like under 1,000 views. There was one week TNA or Impact got like under 1,000 views, or like their ratings on that channel. They got more views on putting their show on YouTube or something than they did like on that Destination USA place.
Yeah, that was a bad channel to be on. Nobody had that channel.
Isn't it crazy to say that about TNA Impact, that they had such hard times and they're still around, and apparently they had like a bump from this NXT WWE involvement recently?
Joe Hendry was the live on Tuesday. He's the new sensation now.
Man, I don't.
He showed up on NXT. He showed Anthony Kazarian. They both showed up for the Battle Royal at NXT, and the crowd was chanting Joe Hendry's name. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I don't get it. Like, he's not very cool.
I guess not very cool is being cool these days, because he got that pop.
I just don't see it. He just seems like a regular dude. He's not like particularly good looking or not particularly good at this or that. So it's just like
he got a Pedro. I was watching it. He got a big pop.
No, I know. I know people have been talking about it. Yeah. But Pedro does not believe, but
it was just, I was like, whoa. So, we'll see what happens. I mean, not for nothing, but if you're TNA, you got to be loving this deal with NXT, because it's a fucking free publicity for your talent. It's all free advertising. 702 over 700,000 people watched NXT on Tuesday, so they got free advertising.
Yeah, and supposedly their last pay-per-view, was it a week or so ago? Like had a bump in their numbers because of the
So it's
they're saying the WWE might get involved with AAA.
Yeah.
Which is nuts, because like we all know AAA is terrible. Like it's terrible.
I think after this whole mess with the Forbidden Door shit, I think they're gonna get involved with AAA. So I don't know.
If you're AAA, you were involved with the AEW for these past few years, right?
Yeah.
And AEW tossed you aside so quickly
for CMLL.
And so but it's crazy to me that like AAA, who we've all laughed at their shows, they're almost like a meme to us, like how awful their shows can be. If AAA bounces up out of the whole deal with AEW and stuff being tossed aside by them for CMLL to like a partnership with WWE and get some kind of bounce off that would be weird. That'd be such a strange.
As long as we don't see Vampiro show up on our TV, then we're good.
Well, did you hear? There's like their WWE is in talks with AAA now.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what we were just talking about. Yeah.
We were saying how, like, I was saying how terrible AAA is, and yet they after being tossed aside by AEW, they might bounce into a partnership with the WWE, and it's crazy.
Right? It is. It's just nuts.
Mm-hmm.
And that Forbidden Door stuff, James. I was reading a thread about those ratings this week, and there was an AEW fan on there who said something that really hit home to me. They said they we're losing interest. One of the reasons they were losing interest in AEW over the past 2 years is that every week feels like Forbidden Door. Like every week has involvement from multiple companies and people from around the world are getting involved, and it's just always Forbidden Door. Always like
it's not special just, anymore.
Yeah, it's not just a thing. It's just every week it's just random Forbidden Door.
Huh?
I was like, oh, that's a good point.
Sounds about right. Yeah. Yeah. Didn't MJF fight Roosh this week?
Yeah. It was MJF's first match back.
Yeah.
MJF, the guy who boasts all the time about his ratings and AEW and all this stuff, his first match back, his first match back, and it's the worst ratings today. There goes his braggart bullet point.
And he's getting paid a shitload of money, right?
I isn't everyone? I don't begrudge him getting paid money.
No, I don't either. But if you're gonna talk shit,
well, he does nothing but talk shit. So I mean,
I tried explaining it to Lux. I was like, well, why do you think Forbidden Doors? Because he's going. So I'm like, well, why do you think it's so special? It's going to be special. Why? It's MJF's hometown. He's going to get a huge pop. So okay. And
I don't think anybody's getting a huge pop in AEW.
Yeah, I mean, is it anywhere you go somebody's hometown? I mean, it doesn't matter anymore. I mean, it's
the only hometown hero that's left are, you're either an international star and, like all the Australian stars got to, be on that Perth show, and that was a huge hometown thing, but they only go there once every never, and and then like Drew in Scotland or whatever. I mean, he's a hometown hero, and but like the United States, I mean, really, I mean, it's just CM Punk in Chicago.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cody's picked too many places he's from.
Right.
He tells people he's from Atlanta. He tells people he's from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Brian Bell said, Okada, I take baths in $100 bills, bitch.
Bitch. Yeah. That's it. You know what, Brian? They ruined him for me. Okada is forever ruined in my eyes.
From the rainmaker to the bitch maker.
I'm disgusted.
Down the drain maker.
Yeah. Hey, Zeus, what's the setup for the UBS Arena?
The big arena?
No, for Forbidden Door.
Well, let me look up Wrestle. Everybody, and I know this very few people, but if you like to see what what ticket sales are, and this guy doesn't have any skin in the game. He doesn't care who's doing well, who's not doing well. He just wants to report the most accurate numbers. It's WrestleTix.
Yeah.
So what are we looking for?
They're at the UBS Arena next Saturday, right?
On
Long Island for Forbidden Door.
Let's see.
What would it set up for?
I'm trying to find it.
$6-7 grand.
Forbidden Door. Okay, so it's set up for 9,900. They've sold 8,600. There's 1,230.
Okay. That's not so bad.
No, that's not bad at all.
That's not bad at all. It also looks like those two. I bet those two sections behind the hard cam side are completely not available.
Really, they're sold out?
No, I don't think they're
probably not for sale.
Part of what's open.
Right, okay. So it's going to be a decent crowd.
I mean, it's a decent crowd, yeah.
Yeah. $8,000, yeah. Almost $9,000, right? Yeah.
I mean, coming from they did what was the other night? Like 4,700.
I don't understand that. Why do the pay-per-views they have such bigger crowds and the TV shows get dick?
Well,
Nothing.
pay-per-view is a bigger deal, but I mean, also pay-per-views you have people coming from all over the place to traveling.
Yeah, but Pedro, SmackDown and Raw, 8,000, 9,000, 10,000.
Okay, it's
different. That's
smart.
different.
Yeah.
That's different,
Yeah.
James. Like the WWE, whether people like it or not, the WWE equals pro wrestling to the greater public.
Yeah.
So if the WWE is coming to town, the circus is in town, basically. And so besides the fans of the circus, you have people who are just like, oh, I'll go see the circus, and people go. So
Wednesday night to go along with the 500,000 viewers at home, they sold about 4,167 tickets out of 4,400 tickets, as before the everything went down. So it was that for that venue and how they had it taped off, which is, I mean, that Eagle Bank Arena in Fairfax, Virginia, it looks like they cut off a third at least. So, probably could have fit, if they'd opened it up all the way, maybe 6,000-7,000 more. I mean, 6,000-7,000 total. Monday Night Raw coming up on the 24th. It's set up for 10,601, and they're only 738 tickets away from selling out.
Jesus, that place is a cash cow.
So, AEW Blood and Guts, 3,600 set up, 2,500 tickets sold for Wednesday.
When is Blood and Guts?
It's Wednesday.
Wait a second. Okay, let me get this straight. They got a pay-per-view next weekend, and before the pay-per-view, they got a special show called Blood and Guts
on Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Yeah.
Brutal.
That's fucking stupid.
Is this part of where they're running together with? No, this is Tennessee. They were going to run a bunch of shows together in Texas, right?
Oh, wasn't that like Collision or something?
I don't know.
Ooh-wee. AEW.
And then, you get another useless 40 minutes of Vice.
I was just about to bring that up. Zeus,
Jesus
did
Christ.
you enjoy watching part 3 of Who Killed WCW?
Right, because apparently nobody killed it. Nobody killed it. Nobody's taking any responsibility. Oh, fucking Russo. I don't know if you guys know this, but my friend Heather, she had been off and on Twitter buddies with Vince Russo over the years, and she's a very lapsed fan. I mean, her favorite's Macho Man. She hadn't hardly watched wrestling in 20 years.
Yeah.
So like she'd offered to, or apparently they were talking, and saying how I had a podcast and whatever, and he would follow me back if I wanted to follow him. I was like, fuck no, I'm not following that fucking asshole.
But bro,
you're saying we could have had Vince Russo on the show?
Oh my god,
probably a possibility.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
He's another. You You want to talk about being a self-serving asshole? Oh my God! He was like, I didn't care, bro. I did it for me. I was like, what?
Have you noticed that each episode, Kevin Nash is more and more stoned,
Yeah,
or drunk and stoned?
he doesn't care as long as he's getting paid for it. He don't care.
His words are slurring so bad. Ugh. Ugh. We didn't care. Bill Goldberg did the. Jesus, man.
I still haven't seen an episode of this show yet.
Don't waste your fucking time.
Dad, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it, Pedro. Don't just trust me. Do yourself a favor. Don't. There's nothing on that show that you don't already know. Number one, and two, all you're listening to is a bunch of self-serving bullshit. People just, well, let me tell you what I know what happened. No, you don't know what happened. I did this. But the fans didn't want it, but I wanted it. That's why I did it. It's just, no, it's stupid.
The fans didn't want it, but I wanted it.
Yeah, that was basically what Vince Russo said. I put the belt on myself because I'm a better character than 80% of the locker room. Remember what he said,
That's why everybody hates me, is because they think I'm really that guy.
Yeah.
Even when you're not. Jesus.
He actually said his character on TV was 80% was better than anyone else in that locker room. I was like, this guy's a piece of trash.
And then this episode really throws all credibility out of the window because they all came in and said that lying bullshit about putting the belt on Booker T.
Yeah.
We know they tried to make it sound like that was spur of the moment. We just did it the last second. It's like, nope, that was a corporately, group decision that everybody agreed on, and I had to tell fucking Booker T to go buy a suit so he could, so the world champion would look like a world champion after he won the belt, Yeah, I don't, and just the complete omission of Ric Flair and it's just
a lot of things that they left out. A lot.
And it's just like if they dare do another damn Dark Side of the Ring season, it's just like who are they going to do? Who are you going to do hit pieces on next?
I think after this, they're done because this is getting such a negative reaction from a lot of people. I think it's done because, and thank God, there's only one more episode left. And yeah, I'm gonna watch, because now I got to finish it. It's and not for nothing, but you were not there. I do not want to hear from The Rock. You were not there. Yeah,
his weird little cameos are just.
You weren't there. You were not there. I can see Conan, okay. Booker T, okay. Kevin Nash, okay. And you were not there.
I do not believe that The Rock was watching Thunder and.
That's
and
bullshit,
Nitro.
Zeus. Yeah, he wasn't watching any of that.
I think he might have gone back sometime after it was all done with, and it's like, oh hey, probably some people had said, hey man, you should check this out. You should check that out, pieced and piddled, around.
Yeah,
but
I agree with that.
I think he's probably watched some of it selectively, for certain matches, and but.
Oh, and I'm so tired of Brad Siegel.
Oh, that schmuck.
My God, what a fucking tool! Oh, that guy.
Him, and like all those clueless fucking executives, man. They're all just clueless.
Idiots.
Like, when did you start working, for Turner Networks? Like yesterday, It's just terrible.
I don't. You want to talk about horribly mismanaged? Oh, it was those guys are idiots. I can run a television station better than they're literally clueless.
Oh
Yeah.
man, that's one thing I would never want to do is to run a television station or a pro wrestling promotion. That would be too hard.
Somebody was calling for, it's like, hey, you guys need to do Who Killed Lucha Underground. I'm like, I think it's been pretty well documented.
Well, and
That's been beat to death too already.
I mean,
come on.
Let's be fair. Lucha Underground was not a profitable project. It did not really make money. I mean, they bled money more than they made money. So, well, it was just a great show, but
Yeah.
I mean, but it wasn't really a money making show. So
No.
And it was different. It was a television show that had to do with wrestling, not a wrestling promotion that happens to be on TV.
yeah,
and once again, it's just like just how just waves of crap just keep piling in, and the way that those terribly unfair contracts that was terrible. That put all those guys in a bind. Capped out how much money they could make. It was just, and gee, I wonder whose big business practices those were based on AAA.
Yeah.
I mean, they're always so, they're not great to their wrestlers. But, and then, they had the immigration problem. They couldn't get, they were flagging everybody, for whatever. It's like, oh, you stubbed a toe 4 years ago, and so we're not gonna let you in for 2 more months. It's like, well, then tapings will be over by then, you jackass.
I always thought Lucha Underground was going to go to Mexico and tape because it would have been easier.
To film the stuff in Mexico, or
Yeah, at least the wrestling matches in Mexico. So this way you have all the talent there, no issue, no problem. When you get back to the station, you edit in all the other stuff you want to edit in.
but wouldn't the problem be that the production people were in the United States and so like you're having them?
Well, no, that's what I mean, Pedro. You go there just to film the wrestling. You have all the talent that you need, and you leave, and you go back to your states, and then have your production people finish the rest of the show. Add this, add that, take away this, make this look better. Do your vignettes, do this, do that.
Well, the big problem is doing that stuff in separate locations.
Yeah.
Well, they could have wrote something. They could have made something up. I mean,
the Lucha Underground Temple was, you had to have it all done in one location.
Yeah.
And nobody really liked the second place.
Oh, the ice place.
Yeah, the ice box or something.
Yeah, the ice box or whatever it was. That was a piece of shit.
That was not good. So
no, you're no good.
It just had so many. It was either strokes of stupidity or bad luck. It just all came down at the worst time, and
Something's got to give.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure Vice will get enough ratings where they'll do something like a Lucha Underground or heaven forbid, if we haven't heard enough of this, Who Killed ECW?
Well, it would just talk with Paul Heyman, just sit down with
him. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just gonna that'll be the cheapest show they ever did. Just pay Paul Heyman to sit in a chair with a bright light over his head.
Yeah.
Just make his ass sweat for about 40 hours of nonstop question grilling. Get all the go to every ECW alum that's still alive, right? And say, look, we want you to give us your questions for Paulie, and we swear to God, this is completely anonymous. You know, how much crap do you think will come out if they did that?
But you know what they would do if they did an ECW thing? It would just be about who was doing drugs, who was doing that, who was having sex, who was this,
and who was bouncing checks, and that. I never got paid.
Tommy Dreamer wanted to do Murder Suicide live at WrestleMania 17.
Yeah.
Poor Tommy.
New Jack had 4,000 justifiable homicides. Yeah.
Let's talk about the mass transit incident for an entire episode.
Yeah.
Good.
It's just people just need to leave Roll Enough alone. Just leave it alone. He's dead. He died. That's it. End of story. You fucked it up when you tried to bring it back. That stupid sci-fi channel with the zombie. Because you got greedy. Because like after that One Night Stand pay-per-view, you were like, oh, you saw dollar signs, you got greedy, and you fucked it all up. So just let it be. Let it be. It's nostalgic, and just leave it there. That's it. It's done. It's over with. Buried. That's it. Done. All three of us went to ECW shows. All of us had a time with it. It was fun while it lasted. That's it. Leave it alone. Next.
The only thing I'll say about WWE ECW is it was the only thing that brought WWE to Huntsville, Texas. So, they did a house show in here in Huntsville, Texas once.
A WWE CW.
Yeah. I didn't go to it, but because Stephanie wasn't going to go to that. But
that was one of the worst looking belts I've ever seen. That big silver belt that they had.
I hated that thing.
Oh, that was horrible. That was just. What was that? That was a monstrosity.
That was terrible. Did they ever have tag team champions?
I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think they brought them back for.
No.
No.
No, I don't think so. It's just horrible.
No, oh god, that was an ugly belt. I'm looking at the belt.
They actually have they have their own entry for WWE ECW in Wikipedia.
Oh,
really? Yep.
I'm surprised there's that much. Well, they had the worst pay-per-view of all time on there. The dismemberment. Yeah, that was one of the worst pay-per-views of all time. It was 2 hours and 11 minutes or some shit like that. That was horrible.
Yeah, it ran from. I didn't realize it ran this long. June 2006, all the way to February 2010.
Mm-hmm.
It ran that long? 4 years? Wow.
Almost 5. Yeah.
Oh, almost 5 years, yeah.
It's listed as 5 seasons.
Yeah.
193 episodes.
Brutal. Yeah, and that brought us Kevin Thorne. Who else? Fucking
Mummy.
The Mummy. Fucking Monty Sop.
Remember where they had to incorporate everybody that was any kind of horror looking.
Yeah.
Was Monty Sop? Was that Monty Brown or?
Yeah.
Oh man, you remember he seemed like he was going to be a big deal.
Yeah.
Like you remember the pounce? Remember the pounce, and when he would do the pounce, it seemed like it's crazy. Mm-hmm. No, he was Marquise Corvon.
Marcus Corvon. Yeah, and what's his name too? Didn't have Ezekiel Jackson?
Yeah, he was the last ECW champion, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Then there was what's the guy? He became Mordecai.
Oh, yeah, that was Kevin Thorne. Yeah, that guy.
And his little personal
whore.
Yeah,
I was gonna say vampire, but
oh yeah, that stripper lady. Yeah, I don't remember her name, but yeah, I remember. I remember what she looks like. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't she in TNA as well?
Yeah, she did do some stuff in TNA.
Yeah.
She was all about the TNA, yes.
I forgot who she was with in TNA. I think Frankie Kazarian, I think. I'm not sure.
Wow. So, see, I don't remember this either because I probably wouldn't watch it. No, it was 2010. I wouldn't watch it. But it says on February 2nd, 2010, Vince McMahon announced that ECW be going off the air, be replaced with a new weekly program in its slot. Announced his groundbreaking original show. That show is NXT.
No, look at that. That was when NXT was that game show shit, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that was horrible too. That's when they had mentors. I'm your mentor.
Yeah.
They probably had terrible people like fucking Bob Holly and
Yeah. Well, that's where the whole thing with Bryan Danielson and fucking The Miz came from, right?
Yeah.
Because it all stemmed from that. Yeah, that led to the Nexus storyline, didn't it? Where the Nexus people showed up.
Yes.
Yeah. That was CM Punk, Wade Barrett, Ryback. I think it was Justin Gabriel, Bryan Danielson. I said, who else? So there were a few people in there. Ryback.
I think you covered the most of it.
Yeah. I remember Ryback said, I'll only come back to WWE if Triple H does this. Nobody wants you to come back to WWE. Nobody wants you. Triple H don't want you. I'll only come back. Nobody wants you to come back. You suck then. You probably suck worse now.
You know, he wrestled on that WrestleCade I went to.
I was gonna say, wasn't he at WrestleCade?
He's been to several. They actually have a. I mean, he had a line. Believe it or not.
Really?
Not like a not like a legendary line, but I mean there's always like several people in line waiting to meet him. And then he wrestled. Like I remember, I was like really tired, and that was that first year I went, and they had that 6-man that was I think it was Ricochet and Juventud and Matt Cross and Strickland and Caleb Conley and I think Sanjay Dutt. And it was a real high energy match. And then they had like a women's 8-man match after that. Terrible.
Yeah, and then Ryback comes in and slows everything to a halt.
Yeah, I mean, it was just an awful fucking shit.
Where is Matt Cross? I haven't seen him. Who is he? Independence, or he's just left? He's gone from wrestling.
I honestly don't know what he's doing.
I don't know. The last time I thought I saw him, he was like wrestling in WXW or whatever that is in
Germany.
Yeah. I read somewhere that Strickland's putting his AEW title on the line against Amazing Red. Is that true?
Say it again.
What?
I heard that Strickland's going to battle Amazing Red for the AEW strap.
Strickland?
Yeah, Swerve Strickland's going to fight Amazing Red.
Amazing Red?
Yeah,
what?
That's what I said. That's what I said. Amazing Red. That's what I said.
Well, I'm sure he'll be glad to get it,
I didn't know he was still around.
I thought he'd retired.
I thought Amazing Red disappeared 5 years ago, didn't he?
Well, didn't Osprey find him for a match? They had him come to a show for
Really?
something about 3-4 years ago. Yeah.
Oh.
So it looks like Matt Cross is still at it, but he's just doing like indies and stuff. I mean, he wrestled Johnny Dynamite, which is Johnny Mundo, Johnny, etc., etc. At some PCW show on June 9th. Was
Swerve Strickland versus Amazing Red. Wow.
where is this happening?
I don't know. I read it somewhere, and I did a double take. I was like, Amazing Red. It has to be somewhere. It has to be somewhere, man. Look it up. It has to be. It has to pop up.
Has to. Get back.
I mean, you would think he's the AEW World Champion,
What does that mean, James?
That means that Tony Khan should put promotion. If he's going to fight somewhere, you want to make the most money, don't you? So you splash it everywhere.
I mean, being the AEW world champion. I mean, what does this really mean?
Oh, it means absolutely dick. It means dick. But I mean, if your champion's fighting somewhere outside of your company, don't you think you want to promote it?
Will Ospreay fought Amazing Red in December 2021.
Really?
Yeah, House of Glory.
I would have. You had me.
Is that thing still around? I can't even imagine.
I mean, his Dreamer is promotion, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's been working more with TNA lately. So.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Swerve Strickland.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, he's a nice guy. I'm glad he's getting paid. I'm glad he's a champion. I wish they would treat him more like a champion. I don't.
That's what I'm saying. He's not even the main event of his shows. I mean,
they don't treat. I mean, how many times have I said this the past few years? They build up to the title win, and then they just lose all interest afterwards.
Yeah. Shiny new toy. You open it up.
Because it's all about
throwaway.
It's all about the elite storyline.
You know what was embarrassing? Kind of was that Sasha clip that Zeus showed us on the
that was
Twitter. It was from CMLL.
I thought she legit headbutted her. I was like, damn. Oh shit, man, she pulling a sexy star.
But look at Sasha's punches. That just looks like, I don't know, I was like, in a real fight.
Sasha Banks needs the machine behind her. Without the machine, she's just a skinny whore. That's it.
Damn.
It's true. She gets no rub. She gets no rub anywhere else. She's the type of wrestler that needs the machine behind her.
But I mean, when you watch that clip, you're like, in a real fight, I think Stephanie McGear would just destroy this skinny little girl.
A lot of people would. She made this big entrance in AEW, and she looks like she's overpowered in everything that she does. It's not.
It's the power of moaning, James.
You gotta, it's the way you present it, and they don't present their talent well. They just don't. I mean, look what they're doing to Okada.
What are you talking about, bitch?
What, isn't he 1/3 of the fake Triple Crown champion? Like,
no,
what the hell happened to that?
That thing's gone. That thing's gone now.
Yeah, the triple. It's a triple nothing crown.
Yeah, that was a waste of time.
Think about this. They did all this just so
Eddie Kingston
could cosplay his fantasy, like his dream thing. I mean, he was even dressing up as Okada, basically, in Okada colors, just to. After Kawada, sorry, did I say Okada? I meant Kawada.
Yeah.
After Kawada told him, don't do what we did. He was like, I'm gonna cosplay it exactly.
He told me to do what he did. No, he told you don't do it.
Exactly.
Okay, I'll do what he did.
Idiot. Idiot. It's like, there are people that work on their own and who can make it on their own, and there are people who need the machine behind them. It's just that simple. There's nothing, and that's not a bad thing. It's not. You got to know your strengths and weaknesses. If you got the machine behind you, you're it. And if you don't have it beside you, then there are people who can make it work, and others who can't. And that's just the way it is. It's nothing to be ashamed of. And and not for nothing, but if I was Sasha Banks, I was like, yeah, okay, they offered me the shitload of money, but I mean, I was a household name at WrestleMania. I had one of the greatest women matches of all time,
Okay, James, let's
I don't take over Brooklyn. No, it was one of the greatest WWE.
It's well remembered.
Okay, yeah. Now he's putting it more in context. WWE.
Yeah, it was one of the greatest WWE women wrestler. Yeah,
I was gonna say
built it up.
we're gonna be into hundreds of matches from Japan.
No. Everything. I don't count Japan because it's not on our TV every week. I talk about the shit that's on our TV every week. I'm not talking about shit that happened in some small country where like 8 people saw it. I'm talking about about the shit that we watch every week.
Do you know that in the 80s, like the All Japan women were getting like bigger ratings than New Japan and all the guys at some point?
Well, yeah, because they was actually good shit and people were able to watch it. Now nobody's watching it.
That little country with millions and millions
Tony
of people.
Khan ruins Okada for James. Now James is acting like
I'm pissed.
Japan, he's like Japan's this little country that don't mean shit.
I misspoke. I don't mean it like that. But you know how people say, "Oh, this is the greatest match I've seen," but like there was 17 people in the audience. I'm like, come on, man. Nobody watched it.
Yeah.
No. I'm talking about the shit that's here, that's on our TV every single week. 50 hours a week of shitty wrestling.
Oh my God, James.
This is why I don't watch it anymore.
Yeah. So, hey, check out the Markout Mania chat. Look at this lady's chest. I want you all to look at. This sounds terrible, but just go look.
I don't see anything. I just see Brian Bell.
No, the Twitter on Twitter. Sorry, on Twitter.
Oh my God! Who lit her up like that? Bozilla?
No, it was some lady from, I'm not sure what country she's from, but some lady. Her name's like Xena or something like that.
Ow.
This is stardom.
Looks like she went in for a high five on Walter and missed.
Yeah. Looked like she had a match with Walter. Yeah.
I want to see Bozilla in WWE. I think she'd be awesome.
Oh man. Bozilla is so entertaining right now.
Yeah, she is.
I mean, I love that she can't talk normally. It's just screaming.
I love that. I love that, man. She make it part of her gimmick. I love that. I don't need no fucking help.
I liked.
Get up.
Another point in that match, Zeta still had tagged herself in, and like Miley Grace is trying to talk to Bozilla on the apron, and Bozilla, you can just hear her in the background being like, "She tagged herself in," like she's just screaming.
Oh my God.
I don't think I showed you all the post match. They lost. Zeta still loses the match, and then
I wouldn't know who Bozilla is if it wasn't for you, Pedro. I wouldn't know she exists.
Well, a lot of people. She's on a lot of people's radars right now. Like Marigold, because of the WWE sort of the rumors that they're connected to WWE, and now the stuff about Io Shirai is going to be on there. Going there to.
Did you hear about Julia? She was supposed to show up for Heat Wave. She's done. She's not showing up.
Oh.
Nope. She's out.
Oh, because of the wrist?
Yeah, they're talking about maybe December.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Supposedly she's still doing that match in July in Marigold, though.
How? She got a broken wrist.
I mean, she broke her wrist early in that match, and she
Yeah.
still wrestled like 20-something minutes, so I don't know. It's hard to say. With wrestlers are weird people. I mean, I say weird people. We all do shit like when we're in pain, so it's just human nature. But remember the Gonzo Bomb match with Kawada and Masawa? Kawada breaks his arm like 8 minutes into the match, and he still wrestles another 20-something minutes. So, I mean,
Yeah. And then we got the flip side of WWE with the Karrion Kross versus New Day. It's just fucking horrible.
I haven't heard anything about this. Is that a thing going on?
Exactly. That's how bad it is. Exactly. He's trying to break up the New Day. He's trying to call. He's been talking to Xavier Woods. You don't need Kofi Kingston. You're better than that. I've been where you're at. You're better flourish on your own. Blah blah blah. It's just, it doesn't work. They're trying to find things for people, something to do, I guess, because it's horrible. It's just nobody cares.
Well, but you got to try something with everyone.
I agree. I agree. You should.
Yeah.
But, I mean, come on, man. You got to do better than that.
Let me see. Yeah, you would hope so, but it doesn't always work out that way.
That sounded like it was written by somebody sitting on the toilet. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't know about that. A lot of people come up with a lot of stuff sitting on the toilet. So
I don't know, but this is not good. This is like, ooh.
Well, I mean, what would Kevin Cross be doing in AEW?
An AEW? Oh, I don't know. Who knows?
He'd be part of House of Black, maybe.
Probably. Or he'd be feuding with them, either or.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I refuse.
Let's see, it's all that small county's fault that nobody knows about. Poor Julia. Yeah. That's more that tiny country that no one knows about it. No one knows about Japan. The Japanese comic books don't outsell American comic books by a ton and all this stuff. No one knows about Japan. American kids aren't into anime like nuts. No one knows about it. It's invisible stuff.
You know what I meant? I meant nobody. Wrestling here. It's not on TV here. If it's on TV here, it's different. It's not on TV here. You have to actively search for this shit, and a lot of people are not going to do that. I know a lot of people are not going to do that.
Increasingly,
if it's not readily available to them at the flick of a button, they're not going to do it.
It depends what like entertainment thing we're talking about in some way. So if we're just talking about wrestling, yeah, but like
that's what we're talking about, wrestling, right?
But there are a lot of other things of Japanese culture that's like on Netflix.
Yeah, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about wrestling.
Well, but you said a country with like 8 people watching, and
I said way more. 8 people who've seen that match. No, because how some people like Meltzer said, "Oh, but there was this match in this country in this arena where it was like 15 people, the greatest match I've ever seen." Nobody saw it, so nobody cares.
You're saying nobody here saw it.
Right. That's my point. But that's my point. That's my point. Nobody here saw it. That's my point. Nobody, 8 people seen it.
James,
Nobody's seen it.
I don't know if you know this. There's more than the United States in the world.
I don't know if you're aware. You guys are fucking missing my point. Forget it. You guys are missing the point.
No, we get it. In the United States, no one's seen it. Yeah, we get it.
If it's not on your cable network or on YouTube stream or Max, or if it's not
when it comes to the U.S. wrestling,
if it's not at the press of a button on somebody's remote, nobody's gonna watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not
You
readily
have to
available.
you have to be into the culture already.
Exactly. You have to be like you're into Japanese women wrestling, right? You're into all the Joshi stuff.
I thought you were going to
So-
say you were into Japanese women. I was like, oh, I'm going to
No,
get.
no.
Well, we know that.
You're into the right. You're into the Joshi stuff, right? So you're gonna actively search for all that shit,
He
right?
says it. He says it like it's a
Like you don't watch Io, Shirai, and Asuka, and
Right, because it's on where?
Shane, and
It's on where? It's on where?
it's on WWE.
There you go. That's my point. It's right there in front of your face on TV.
You're into that Joshi stuff, aren't you, man?
You know, I had people that tried to tell me that Big Boss Man versus Hulk Hogan was a better match
Oh my
than
God.
Ric Flair and Ricky Steamboat because more people watched it on TV.
Oh my God. Here we go.
Well, but we get what you mean, James. We get what you mean. When you went from saying it was one of the best women's matches of all time to saying best women's matches in WWE.
That's a WWE of all time. I mean, but it was one of the best women's matches in WWE of all
had to
time.
have that context to it. Yeah, that made it better. So.
Well, I'm sorry if my words don't catch up to what I'm thinking. My bad. Excuse me.
Hey,
What the fuck?
I say so many dumb stuff. So I mean,
I mean, it's bad enough I already stutter, so I'm sorry if I can't catch up to things. You know, my bad, Pedro.
This is why nobody listens to us because we don't make any sense.
We're a
Jesus
bunch of
Christ! I get crucified over here.
You're not getting crucified.
But you know what I'm talking about. Sasha
Yeah.
Banks needs the machine. That's it.
Well, yeah, we said that a long time ago.
Yeah.
I mean, last year really opened our eyes. Like, oh, because the stuff she was doing in New Japan and Stardom was so bad. We were like, oh, like she cannot cut a promo without direction. It's just terrible.
She's easily one of the worst women ever to hand a microphone to,
Oh yeah,
and a ukulele.
yeah. And then
Jesus.
this year, the big thing with her going to AEW, it was like, okay, let's see if this moves any numbers. And the thing was, it didn't move any numbers. And we've had enough time now where we can safely say she doesn't move even CM Punk numbers, which was the big thing to watch for, because her and her fans for so long were saying she is equivalent to the top male stars, right? They're saying she's as big as the top male stars. They're basing this all on the summer of 2020 when her, Asuka, and Bayley have their whole three-way sort of stuff going on that drew the most ratings on WWE TV until the Roman Reigns heel turn later in the year. So they're basing all of this talk on that. And now we have enough thing to go. She does not move any numbers at all. She has to be in the WWE to move numbers. Outside of that, she moves no numbers at all. And we can say that safely now, confidently. And then they start moving the goalposts like, but she had this great match against Willow. And it's like, yeah, it wasn't that great. It's just a bunch of stuff. Like, just keep.
And to go back to what you said about but being like she's as good as any male who could draw.
Well, yeah,
I think the only woman that could.
Biggest star, yeah.
I think the only woman that come close to that is Becky Lynch, right?
Maybe.
Because people want to see Becky Lynch. Everybody wants to see Becky Lynch.
So,
you know.
But okay, James, let me put this to you. Okay, so we're saying Becky Lynch in the WWE. Everyone wants
in the
Becky
WWE.
Lynch in the WWE, like they want her involved in this or that.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
In the WWE. Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. Let's say you go. Here's Rebecca Quinn.
That's not gonna happen. Yeah, zero, nada.
Right. It's just not going to be the same.
Yeah.
It's not going to be
exactly.
If Charlotte leaves and they're like, here's Ashley Flair. Well, she still has the last name, right? She still has the last name, so she can fall back on that. So she'll be sort of okay. but it still won't be the same.
No.
So yeah, all of them need the WWE. I mean,
there's some people who could get by without it, but they need the machine. I mean, and it's I'm not for nothing, but I would want the machine behind me. If that's me, I want the machine behind me because I know it will maximize my exposure. And fine, I may not get paid the most upfront money, a la AEW, but I'm gonna make enough money through merchandising, endorsements, and I'm gonna be at WrestleMania. You know how much money you're gonna make at WrestleMania?
And you're gonna become a bigger global star.
Right.
Yeah,
right. Everybody's gonna know who the stuttering prick is instead of 4,000 people on a Wednesday. Right? That's it.
You said the stuttering prick?
Yeah, that's me, right? Everybody's gonna know who the stuttering prick is.
Is this your e-wrestling name? The stuttering prick?
Yeah.
From New York, it's the stuttering prick, James.
Everybody, right. Everybody's gonna know who Jim House is at WrestleMania. Jim House, right?
Jim House.
4,000 people at AEW. Nobody's gonna know who I am because I don't have the machine behind me.
Okay, what is your DJ themed finishing move, James?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. The button pusher? I don't know. Who knows?
The button pusher?
I don't know.
Did I ever tell you? Did I ever tell you?
Sleeper?
I was like close to getting into like a physical altercation with a DJ at this Christmas event once.
Really?
Oh yeah, they're having this Christmas event in sort of downtown Huntsville, Texas. And at this thing, they had this DJ. They decided to have some DJ, and he was there, and he was just doing a bunch of kept doing this noise over and over again, and just playing like this stuff. And I was like, play some Christmas music. Like, this is a Christmas event. Play some fucking Christmas music. And he was just like, and I was getting into it with this guy. Stephanie was like getting embarrassed. I was just like, I was ready to beat the fuck out of this little dude. I was just like, I was pissed. I was just like, play some fucking Christmas music. Like, why? It made no sense. You have all these families here shopping for stuff, and there's this person.
You have to know you gotta know your gig. You gotta know your audience, what you're playing for. So stupid. But going back to what you said about the finisher, but growing up in the Bronx, I've been in a lot of fights, a lot, and I have used the DDT on numerous occasions, for real, on numerous occasions, and it ended the fight. I remember one guy, I DDT'd him, and I knocked out 3 of his front teeth.
Oh, damn.
And the kid and the mom actually came to my front door, and with the teeth in their hands, telling my mom that she had to pay for her son's dental work. And my mom told us, "It's not my fault. Your son got his ass kicked," and that was it. And she shut the door. So I've used the DDT for real in a fight, and it ends fights. So it's good. It's good.
It could be a version of the tornado DDT, so you work in the spinning.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
And like you catch your elbow on that though. Oh,
I've hurt myself doing it. Yeah. I DDT this guy straight on concrete. Wow.
Did he suffer any brain damage?
No. He's just missing 3 front teeth. Well, I mean, he should have got it replaced by now, but I mean, we were like, what, fucking 17, 18?
17? That's pretty.
Yeah.
That's pretty old to be DDTing people onto concrete.
Well, you want to pick a fight with me? That's how you get your ass kicked. Yeah, but Pedro, this is the Bronx, man. You fight dirty, man. Fuck that, man. You fight to survive.
Yeah, that's it.
There's no hands up, gentlemanly. No. You better beat the shit out of somebody before they beat the shit out of you. Okay?
So
there were weapons involved. There were people use pipes and knives and scissors. Yeah.
Zeus, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, man, James not the only friend I've had from New York, and it's just like, you could back in the 70s and 80s, and you could get your ass kicked and just never even know why. You
Yeah.
could just get jumped. You could just get
Yeah.
somebody just beat your ass or whatever.
I've been jumped and robbed. I've got my ass kicked and my money stolen from me. Yeah, man. You gotta fucking protect yourself. You gotta be alert. So ever since I got jumped one day, got robbed, I was on high alert. And whoever came to me, stepped to me, I didn't. That was it. Okay, fine. You asked for it. And since I was huge into wrestling, there it was. I would kick people in the balls, and they would go down. DDT.
And you see, it had to be something really serious for the cops to get involved in.
Yeah.
Because easily anywhere else in the country, what happened with James, could have easily, he's 17,
I'd be arrested.
He's an adult,
Yeah.
So, but they had more important shit to deal with, and
Brian Midwood, the Untouchables quote,
right?
parody quote. Silly New Yorker brought a knife to a pro wrestling fight.
James Robin, the kid in real life. Yeah, man. I remember him and his mom. I remember the kid's name too, Hector.
Well, you don't have to name the kid on air, James.
I don't give a fuck.
Statute of limitations is run out.
Okay.
Don't give another fly. I don't care. I'll give another DDT. Maybe he goes like, I remember that day when his mom rang his doorbell, man. They rang my doorbell. I was like, oh, I got scared. I was like, yo, what's up? He's saying there with his mom, and his mom got a tooth in his hand. I was like, here I go. Here it is. I'm going to get in trouble. But I came home and told my mom what happened from jump. I was like, listen, man, this guy tried to fight me. And that time I didn't want to fight. He kept on, so I beat the shit out of him. And that was it.
I just want to say Bean's our friend Bean. Bean's story is not mine to tell. But if you ever want to talk to someone who has gone through insane, crazy street life stuff, you need to talk to Bean about his life, because this is someone. The stuff you're talking about will seem a little tame in comparison to
I'm sure.
That Bean has experienced growing up in Tijuana, Mexico.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I'm
Tijuana.
sure. Yeah, that's Tijuana. That's different.
Yeah. Tijuana in the what, the 90s? Because he's younger than you, right, Pedro?
Well, yeah, he's I'm not going to say his age, but it's.
I just asked you a yes or no question.
Yeah. But but I mean, his teenage years were in his high school years were in the United States, but
right.
But
we've heard some of that.
Yeah, but that's telling you something that we're saying his high school years were in the United States, so all the crazy stuff is before that. Like
Yeah, it's kind of lucky he made it.
Yeah,
high school.
Yeah, there are. I mean, I've had teachers come to my door because of my brother. Yeah, because everybody thought I was wild. Yeah.
Oh wow.
My brother was twice as wild as me. He threw in school. He threw a kid down a flight of stairs only because a girl asked him to.
What?
Yeah. So the teachers, I think it was the principal and the teacher. Jesse came to my house and spoke to my mother about my brother. He was suspended for like a month. Yeah. He threw a kid right down the flight of stairs. Okay. He said no, because the girl I like, she asked me to, so I did it. I'm like, wow,
girl I like,
what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it was nuts. Back in the day, it was nuts. It was nuts. I've gotten black eyes. I've gotten busted limbs. I got my ass kicked a lot, and I kicked a lot of ass too. So worked both ways. Yeah.
I have had black eyes before, not busted limbs.
I had busted lip, fucking bloody nose, black eyes, two black eyes. Yeah.
I thought you said limbs. Okay, but
no, lips. La, la, la.
Yeah. No, I have busted my lip before. Yes.
I bit my tongue so hard that I wasn't able to talk for like 2 weeks. Yeah.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm. I had teeth knocked out. Yeah, fun times. I got hit in the face with an aluminum bat.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I got tall quick. Like I grew like from 5'3" to 5'9" in like one school year.
Oh wow.
Hector, the guy with dentures.
Like my mom was like, she was so like she's buying me clothes left and right,
Yeah.
and because I kept outgrowing everything every couple of months, and then
He's a
and,
fucking
I mean,
mutant.
by the time I got to high school, I was 6 feet tall,
Nice.
and so I people didn't really start a lot of shit with me. I had some people run their mouth a lot here and there, but most of them thought twice about it.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't mess with you either. Look at the big guy, 6 feet tall in high school. Shit, I was tiny. I didn't.
I wasn't big though. I wasn't big in high school I
was a stick and I was short, and then I didn't start to grow until after I played football. After I started hitting the weights, and I grew height wise and width wise, and then nobody fucked with me.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. But yeah, man, I've fucking junior high and high school was ridiculous. I mean, you gotta remember too, we grew up in the South Bronx, and we were light skinned, so people hate on us, But it's just, my brother had blue eyes till he was about 15. His eyes turned brown. I had blue eyes till I was about 10. So, we was always being called names. We got picked on, and I got the shit kicked out of me a lot. So, and then, after I started watching wrestling, I was like, gee, I wonder if I could do this in real life. DDT!
I tell you, my buddy Steven, like all of a sudden it was like one morning and we're at the bus stop and he's like, I think I'm going to try out for the wrestling team. I'm like, Steven, you're not really, I mean, he was strong, but I was like, I don't think it's going to be a rude awakening for you.
Yeah, because you got to have some weight on you, right?
Oh yeah, he was a heavy guy. I mean, he's like 5'8", like 185. He's a little chunky.
Yeah, weight.
But I told him I was like, you're gonna have to, there's a lot to learn. He's like, yeah, he said this dead serious, completely without phase in his anything. He's like, yeah, he's like, I figure for the first couple of weeks, I'm not going to try anything off the ropes. I'm like, Steven, there ain't no ropes, man. I'm like, this is
no way. You said that? Oh my god!
I'm like, Steven, this is like the Olympics. This is.
Oh.
You're wearing the singlet thing, and you're wearing, and your
headgear. Yeah.
Headgear, and your, that's
mouthpiece.
Yeah, I'm like, you're not throwing anybody around, So
no, it's all about leverage.
But he did he stuck it out for a whole season.
Yeah.
So
I wanted to try out for the wrestling team in high school, but I wasn't allowed. The football coach was like, you either play football or you don't. So like if you're on the team, it was football and that's it. If you want to baseball, if you want to wrestle, if you want to try out for the handball team, then you don't play football. Yeah.
Handball team.
Yeah. Handball team, yeah.
This is not a thing we had here.
You ever play handball with the little black ball?
No.
And the gloves?
Never
Yeah,
played.
it's a New York thing. It's a concrete thing.
Yeah.
It's a New York thing. Handball team, there was there were no fencing teams in my high school. This is the Bronx. It was handball, football, baseball, wrestling. That's it. No fencing, none of that bullshit.
No basketball?
There was a basketball team, but
Apparently they did so bad you don't even, you're like, we don't.
Nah,
we don't claim them.
You didn't want to fuck with the basketball team. No. The basketball team was like their own clique. It was like 5 friends tried out for the team and nobody else was allowed except for those 5 friends. It was like that,
That's funny.
But there were no cheerleaders. We didn't have fucking cheerleaders. Are you crazy? No, none of that shit.
Oh man,
Didn't have cheerleaders.
no cheerleaders.
That's not American.
Yeah.
There was no school buses that took us from game to game. Everybody had to get there on their own. There was none of that shit.
Who did the quarterback plow afterwards? I mean, come on.
This wasn't middle America where, like the quarterback is named Biff and he fucked Tiffy. No. No. That there were no school buses in my school. There was no, everybody's parents had to take them to the game on the train and a bus.
Wow.
Yeah. I remember riding to my games and had all my football equipment on the 6 train. Yeah. Yeah. Fun times.
You left the equipment on there and you got off the train. Is that what you're saying?
No. We used to travel on the train
Okay.
with all our equipment. Like, like I have a bag. It would have my shoulder pads, my helmet, I have my knee pads, I have my uniform.
Yeah. I got what. Yeah, I got.
Yeah. Everything, I would have my football pants on, right? And then all the rest of the equipment. Yeah. And all the rest of the equipment in the bag. I have my cleats in the bag, gloves, wristbands, whatever I would use. Yeah. On the train, all of us would travel by train, by bus, or there's one guy, his parent had a minivan. Remember those old school Dodge Caravans that had the wooden paneling?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So one of the parents had one of those. So a few games, like all the way out in Brooklyn or some shit, we'll all pile into that car. Yeah.
When I was a kid, we had a station wagon with a rear-facing back seat that you could pop out.
Oh, I remember
wow.
those. Yeah, I remember those. Yeah.
So you could
that's
conceivably get 8 people
Yeah.
in there.
Those are old
Me
school.
being a little 6, 7-year-old, I could actually fit in between those 2 seats. It was pretty fun.
When I was a kid, my dad had a station wagon, and let's see, I sat in the front seat between my dad and my mom. Then 3 siblings sat in the back seat, and then there's like kind of what would you call it? The little thing in the back. Like two siblings would sit there, but there were no seats there. It was just like where you'd put your groceries and stuff that you'd have.
Yeah. Oh. I remember in the car, had the little fold-out seats in the back.
Sometimes.
I'm in a little fold-out seat. It was like attached to the back of the driver's seat. It was like a small little fold-out seat, and you just sit there all scrunched up. Yeah. That's old school. I remember some of those. Yeah. But yeah, it was wild. It was wild that day. So those times.
Oh, when we would go fishing or to the beach, that back area, you couldn't have people there. So 2 siblings would have to sit on other siblings' like laps. I forgot about that because you would have like equipment and stuff back there.
Yeah, well, you couldn't go fishing in New York City. You die of nuclear waste.
Yeah, the East River is like one of the most polluted waterways in the whole world.
Yeah, they cleaned it up a lot because people fish off it now, but still, I wouldn't take my chances.
Pro tip: I would not go swimming in Galveston Bay, but that's just my opinion. But it's pretty.
What is that, Pedro? Is that a lake near you?
No, it's just Galveston Bay. Like I just wouldn't go swimming around Galveston, because they've had so much like sort of sewage and stuff like seep out.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
Past, like 10, 20 years, they've had so many incidents of that. Like, yeah, I wouldn't get into that water. Another pro tip, even though I know people probably aren't going to go there, but if you're ever in San Luis Pass, do not get in the water at all. So the water is beautiful. You'll look and you'll be like, this water is beautiful. I want to get in it, but do not get in it at all. The current, the current and stuff in San Luis Pass, it's just like it drags so many people to their deaths every year. So just it's like
bad rip.
Because one of my worst fears is drowning.
Because it's where these 2 halves of the Gulf of Mexico sort of meet in a way, and so they're like it's interesting because if you fish there, there are fish and sharks and stuff that you usually see in deep waters that are suddenly there because of the certain circumstances, but like it's just dangerous.
I don't know if they still do it, but in the early 2000s, like in the late 90s, early 2000s, they would have like a mini swim off, and you get a bunch of swimmers who swim in the East River all the way around Manhattan.
Oh shit!
God.
You're right.
Kramer.
These are professional swimmers because you would have to be, And I remember hearing that a lot of the times after those swim events, or the swimmers they would be hospitalized for about a week or two because all the shit they ingested, all that waste and industrial waste and shit that was in that water. Yeah, that. Ugh.
They come out looking like the Toxic Avenger.
Fucking mutants, man. Hell yeah. I could stretch my arm. Yeah, man. They come and hit with cosmic rays or some shit. Yeah, man. I don't know if they do it anymore, but they cleaned up the river. I don't know if it's clean, but it's cleaned up a lot. But it's not like, still. I mean, you couldn't pay me enough money to get in that water. No way. I mean, I couldn't swim now anyway. I don't have the strength for it, but even when I was at full strength, no fucking way.
But how about a dirty water hot dog, James?
I would eat that in a heartbeat.
James is like contemplating the rip currents in his pool in the backyard.
Yeah, exactly. I used to live off dirty water dogs, Pedro. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Oh man, three with mustard. Oh man, three mustard and sauerkraut.
There's a channel on YouTube where this guy, that's all he does. He works in New York City. He walks around and trying different hot dogs from all kinds of.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. What's that place called? The papaya? What?
Oh yeah, Grace Papaya.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've been there many times.
And all kinds of just any kind of stand and.
I love Grace Papaya's got good hot dogs.
Yeah, and like some of them, he's like he's ordering it and he's watching them build it, and he's like, "This isn't gonna be good." When the ingredients are old and for relish, and it looks like it's been sitting in the bottom of the jar for 6 months.
Yep. I remember
these other places are great. So
I remember eating dirty water dogs from the cart, and like I would burp, and the whole room would smell like sauerkraut. It was nasty.
On that note,
I love me some water dogs off the hook.
Hey, I introduced it into the conversation. It's my own fault.
I'm not supposed to eat any of that shit, but I'll eat that in a heartbeat.
I like that the heartbeat got cut off a bit, like his heart was like reminding him, like, "No, you won't, bitch." His heart's Okada now, like, "No, you won't, bitch."
I just got Okada by my heart. No, you won't, bitch.
I can't. Next week, I'm not sure if I'm gonna have something going on or not next week, but because there might be something going on, but we'll leave it up in the air. But how are y'all?
Well, hopefully, hopefully there's a show. I mean, I'll be good to go because I'll be in Lux's house all by myself. So.
Oh, that's right.
So I'm hoping there's a show because otherwise I'll be playing with a cat. So no, not good.
Be James and Stella.
Yeah, James is Stella and Boots. Boots is the cat.
James, you got any DJ stuff coming up this week?
I might be doing since I'm leaving Wednesday. I might be bringing some of my stuff with me to do a live gig, or I might pre-record a set. I don't know, but either way, I think Thursday or Friday, Real House Radio, Jim House, we'll be doing this thing. So there you go.
Zeus, what you got going on? Anything to plug?
Well, I mean, we've got. They've been talking about the we got our children's book done in
Yeah.
3 sizes. Inchy's The Adventures of Inchy the Barkworm, The Dream, and that's my first children's book I've illustrated. I'm pretty proud of it, and we got more coming on the way.
Hey,
So-
Zeus, you got to ask permission if you could show some of that on the show.
Yeah, I can. I've been told
Okay.
it's okay to push it now. So
That's awesome.
yeah, so we got the other 3 sizes in, and then they're just figuring out and marketing how to, get these get schools to be ordering them along with the machines and
Nice.
everything else. There's so much going on. The STEM machine is getting ready to be released and everything. So
Good job, Zeus.
Yeah.
it's
That's
pretty
Good
amazing.
job, man.
I mean,
Yeah, it is. That's hot, man. That's hot. I mean, the illustrated children's book, that's awesome. You know?
so.
And,
Pedro, what you got?
The usual BS, the usual stuff.
Where's the fake summer tour land this coming?
Oh,
Friday.
where was it yesterday?
It was in Buffalo, New York, supposedly.
Oh, you and Zeus were hanging out? That's hot.
Yeah, supposedly.
Yeah, but James Pedro
He
ate
said I-
before I could find him, and he ate at fucking Little Caesars. It was terrible.
That's what he said. I had.
What?
He
Little
he
Caesars.
I would never eat Little Caesars, but
He ruined his fake appetite.
yeah.
You ruined your fake appetite on the fake tour with fake pizza. That's what Little Caesars is.
We'll see what I eat in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, but that's
That's our next stop?
That's on Friday, but Wednesday will be.
Aren't you
fine.
coming to Orlando?
I am actually.
Oh, shit. Yeah, man. We got to do it up. Big
Right.
city.
Okay, let's see. I think it's July 26th. Says Orlando.
Oh, we go. I'm make 2 trays of ziti. I'll have some beer shipped in. It'll be all good. Pedro's tour.
Hey, August 16th, I'm supposed to be in Kansas City, Brian Bell's neck of the woods. So who knows?
Oh, some barbecue. Holla.
Yeah, barbecue. But
Nice.
yeah.
I'm dying to try some Kansas City barbecue. Oh,
Yeah, I'd like to try barbecue from all over the place. It'd be nice.
I had some really good stuff in St. Louis a long time ago.
yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, I love talking about food.
Next week is the food episode. No, I'm joking.
Now I'm in the mood for some barbecue.
We'll see y'all next week, God willing.
Yeah, man. Let's do it.
Until next time, adios.
I'll keep my small country comments to myself, okay?